for the number 4 in iRating. He'll start back in 24th. And Crash Neon, hoping not to live up to his name tonight, he will start in the back of the pack in 25th.
Do appreciate everybody. I had an issue with my PC, and the sound all went dead for everybody. So welcome to Gateway. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. This is the second split of the Thrustmaster Indy Pro Qualifying Series, and we are live on P1 from Gateway. We have an interesting situation here in that you're seeing a lot of drivers that you would normally see in the top split on a road circuit. Alexander Spetz, one of those, Mitch Welker. You have a lot of contenders such as Alessandro Bico, Nicholas Matteo, guys that are really high up in points. They are in the second split tonight because they don't really do a whole lot of oval racing. And so this 60-lapper is going to be a bit of an equalizer in terms of the community, and you've got to like somebody like a Will Weiser, a Caleb Brashear, Logan Edwards, one of those guys that does a lot of oval racing. They might be a dark horse here tonight. Also, kind of keep an eye on Mitch Welker. He would be my dark horse favorite. He's a hugely experienced in these cars and in the community. He just doesn't oval race very much. But we're getting ready, Luca, to come to the green flag. Race is on, 60 laps from Gateway.
Rafael Fiore with an absolutely massive start. He just slammed on the gas the minute the pace car got away. He comes through turns number 1 and 2 with the leads, fanning out down the backstretch here. 2 by 2 they come, but they will enter turn 3 single file.
They most certainly will. You saw Tomas Simons, Alexander Spetz, Will Weiser, and Matteo Kuzner all battling for the top 5, and now you've got a battle a little bit further back in the pack. There's Caleb Brashear, the Sim Gaming Expo King. He's under fire from the red line entry of Cooper Webster, and up in front of him, Matteo Kuzner is all over the back of Brashear's teammate Will Weiser.
I'm a little surprised they're going for passes down into 3 and 4. I usually think of turn 1 and 2 as being the primary passing opportunity, but they're trying to make it stick down on the inside. A great battle forming here for the 5th position. 3 cars up on the top side, 2 on the bottom as we race into lap number 3.
Look at Caleb Brashear go. Here we are on the right front wheel of Caleb Brashear as he battles to the inside. He's got Mitch Welker on the outside. I do want to point out, Luca, I did race in the top split here in the regular series that occurs in iRacing. The draft here is surprisingly effective.
Big contact on the wall by Welker.
Yeah, and you're going to have to watch that. That is going to be the trouble spot, is the exit of turn number 2. As we watch Kuzner, Weiser, Edwards, and Welker all do battle here for positions 4 through 8. The front 3, Rafael Leon, Thomas Seaman, and Alexander Spetz, have kind of established a bit of a breakaway. They're about 0.8 of a second ahead of this battle as Kuzner goes to 4th, move Weiser back to 5th.
Spetz leading the fastest lap category, coming in with a 27.173. That's good for 165.6 miles an hour. But it's just a spectacular battle here from 4th on back as that pack just continues to work ahead in front. They might try to make it 3 wide heading into turn number 2, but out in front goes Matteo Kuzner. He gains about a 1/5 of a second advantage.
We're right on top of, right on the roll hoop of Will Weiser. Cooper Webster just went past in the team red line entry. Jordan Johnson goes past. Weiser started this race up at the front. He began in 4th, and he has currently dropped back to the 11th spot. And that's something that you'll notice in these cars. If you lose momentum, especially through turns 1 and 2, and that's that yellow car is Jordan Johnson, went way down to the bottom after he got loose coming off of turn number 2. This track,
that was just a wild move. He just slammed the gas too hard. Not exactly sure how that happened. Maybe it was intentional. Who knows? Maybe he tried to go to the bottom, but he will try and make the move on Weiser Beakey, but he just doesn't have enough time to get there.
Whoa, contact, trouble, trouble. Will Weiser in the wall.
That was a big contact, and the first caution of the day is on the speedway.
I was just about to say, it's ideal conditions out here. 67 degrees in the air, 87 on the track, winds just a puff out of the southwest. And Will Weiser pounded the outside wall. And let's get back and have a look at what happened to Will Weiser here. He just gets up and at the top line. He gets loose. He's racing along behind the 25 car. That is Jordan Johnson. And Johnson had been loose up there the lap before, but watch Weiser. He's just going to get up almost in the marbles. That car's going to wiggle with him, and as soon as that happens, she's going to go around. Watch Will Weiser. And that's all it takes, a little bit of contact, hard in the wall. Everybody's going to avoid him, Luca, but that's going to bring out our first caution. 9 laps into a scheduled 60. Rafael Leon leads it. Thomas Simon, Alexander Spetz, Matteo Kuzner, and Mitch Walker are going to round out your top 5.
No pit stops necessary here today, as is in real life. You're not allowed to bring any pit equipment to the speedway if you are in the INDY NXT cars, not NXT, but not the wrestling promotion. But you definitely today is a sprint race, as every race is in this series. It is just grab all the fortitude you can and hit the gas and just work 60 laps around this track. But should be coming to 1 to go next time by. The restarts are going to be super important. Rafael Leon, he just got a massive jump on that initial green flag of the day. Let's see if Thomas Simon is going to be the wiser coming to this next restart on the next lap.
And these top 3,
we may have had somebody come down pit road.
We may have. And these top 3, just to point out, they're in a pretty good spot. Rafael Leon, 23rd in the standing. He's just on the outside, trying to get in. Simone, he is in that top 21 at 13th. Alexander Spetz is currently 6th in the points. These are guys that are well within striking distance of making the big show. As we look out the back of the pace car, Mitch Welker is also in that discussion. Welker is currently 17th in the points. Logan Edwards for Luke Mansky Racing Esports community regular. He is not a threat to make the top 21 at this point. But Caleb Brashear, his teammate in 8th, is currently 43rd, and so. Caleb Brashear, a couple of good runs on ovals, and he is very good on ovals. You could see him make a crack into that top 21 and advance on to the Pro Series. I have to say, this is going to be interesting to me to see how these front 3 play it. Leon needs, frankly, a podium, right? Because that's going to put him inside the top 21 with 2 races left. Simone and Spetz are there. How much do you think they're going to challenge?
I would say, obviously, these are competitive guys. They want to go out and win, but sometimes you just got to realize that it's not going to be your day, and it's better to just keep the car in one piece. As we come to the restart here, coming to lap 12, and Leon again with the massive jump on the restart. He jumps out to a 0.3 second, now almost a 0.4 second advantage, screaming into turn number 1.
He does indeed. Do want to point out this man, Logan Edwards. I completely misspoke, and the Luke Mansky Racing Esports team has corrected me, and I stand corrected. Logan Edwards is 26th in the point. So that's another driver that could use a good run here to potentially elevate himself into that top 21. And the Luke Mansky team looking very solid here. Rafael Leon leads it. You've got Logan Edwards in 6th, Caleb Brashear in 8th. And, of course, they've got one car on the hook. That's Will Weiser. back a little bit further in the pack, now we're starting to see guys. Kind of start to fight. Jordan Johnson, he's looking to follow Brashear on the outside. It's the outside here, Luca, that you want to use to make a pass. It's not the inside. You do not want to be trapped on that bottom, especially in turns 1 and 2.
Well, we're about to find out whether Rafael Leon will defend the top side. He will do so as Simone looks up towards the high lane. Screaming down the backstretch here. Will there be another move attempted? Yes, he will. Simone looking to the top side, but once again, we'll just fall back in line. But you can see exactly what you were talking about earlier, Murph, is that these guys want the top lane. You want to be in that higher groove, as now all 3 of that top 3 are pretty much with a blanket over them, just about a quarter of a second separating them. But the field is starting to reel this front group in, which could be very important.
It most certainly could. We're going to jump on board with Alexander Spetz, looking out off the roll hoop at Simone and Leon, leading this train. The reason you don't want to drop to the bottom or be trapped on the bottom coming off of turn number 2 is that you're forced to pinch the car hard down there. And that's what's going to cause guys to spin, lose the car, and ultimately make contact with the safer barrier. Now, you can have the inside going through turns 3 and 4 like this. So Leon is correct to defend the inside here, but you do not want to be hung on the inside going through turns 1 and 2. And we're going to watch Alexander Spetz. He's going to make a move to the outside going into turn number 1. He's going to try to grab second from Tama Simone.
That looked pretty easy as they powered down the front straightaway. He will take over the second position, but Simone is not done yet. He will look to the inside heading into turn number 3. Won't be able to get to the rear wheel just yet, but now the top 7 is a little bit of contact with the outside retaining wall a couple spots behind, but really now it's a battle, a 6-way battle for that top spot as the field comes screaming down on them.
Most certainly so. That's brought Mateo Kuzner, Mitch Welker, and Logan Edwards into this fight. Cooper Webster has dropped underneath Logan Edwards, and that is the team redline entry of Cooper Webster. He is underneath and will get by Logan Edwards. So move Webster to 6th, Logan Edwards to 7th. Nicholas Mateo, he's back in a battle with Caleb Brashear, and here comes Nico Werbitsky to the inside of the SGE King.
To interrupt you, Murph, we have a lead change as Rafael Leon is now going to drop back to 3rd. An incredible move by Spetz. He went to the outside, dropped back on the switchback coming out of turn number 3 and was able to complete the pass out of turn 2 on the next lap.
He most certainly has. Leon may not be done, though. If you can do that move on me, I can do it on you. Oh. And look at Mateo Kunzner dive to the bottom. He makes up 2 spots in one corner, but you saw, as you saw, Luca, he lost all of his momentum.
Yes, he did. I mean, but still, the fact that you're able to get up there is a bit scary, as now he'll try it again. Let's see if he loses that momentum once more, or will he try and pinch into the outside? No, he won't. He elects to make the safe play and just drop back into line. But this is getting very racy at the pointy end of this field as we work lap 21, entering lap 22 when we cross the stripe this time by. It's looking a lot. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say we're about to go 3 wide. There goes Simone to the bottom. He's got Leon on the outside. They almost made it 3 wide with Spetz, and here comes Kunzner. He has been hyper aggressive on the bottom. Meanwhile, Mitch Welker has made it to 5th. He's on that outside, and the most interested seat in the house has to be Cooper Webster. Webster has got to be looking at this, thinking, how are these guys constantly doing this? 3 wide, contact between Leon and Walker. Walker contact to the outside wall. Webster has to lift.
A very, very scary moment as we'll go 3 wide again into turn number 2. Onto the far end of the racetrack into turns 3 and 4. But this is just an unbelievable race so far. These guys are It shows this is I'm going to make a horrible pun here.
Whoa,
this is
3
the gateway
again!
as they come down the backstretch, but this
Dude,
is the gateway
you're not
to
clear.
the Pro Series. I'm sorry for the terrible pun, and it shows right here. These guys are fighting for those top 33 spots every single lap. It is wheel-to-wheel action. How can you not love these beautiful IL-15s?
You know, I was going to make the point, I was going to make the point just before you said that, and I didn't realize with a recent update, my voice chat had been turned on. We definitely don't want to have the live audio go out. This is not a radioactive broadcast, but I will say for these cars, this track functions almost as a super speedway. There's a slight lift going through turn one as we watch Mitch Welker. Cooper Webster has moved past Welker, and Webster now is going to go to work on Nicholas Mateo. But other than that slight lift going into turns 1 and 2, it's flat out around here, and the draft is definitely in effect, Luca.
Well, I mean, you just to put things into perspective here, the top 10 are all within 2 seconds of one another. The top 6 are within 1 second of one another. And the fact that we've gone so many laps since the previous restart, I think we're working the 17th lap since the last green flag. This is just absolutely you could throw a blanket over the front quarter of this field. Beautiful weather, a really cold race, 88-degree track temp. So you're definitely going to see that pack mentality here. But it's just been incredible racing through the first almost halfway as we work lap number 28.
Most certainly has. Tomas Simon leads it. Alexander Spett second. Matteo Krunzer, with those wild moves to the inside, has moved himself into the third spot. He's under fire, though, from Nicholas Mateo. And Rafael Leon, who started this race on the pole and led for much of the early going, he's been relegated back to fifth, and he's got Cooper Webster coming up on his inside, making a bid for that top 5.
Those are the P1 cars, Spets and Mateo, correct?
They are
not the P1, the Fiercely Forward cars.
I don't believe so. I believe that's a different team. They may have P1 docks on the side, but that is not the Fiercely Ford team. The only Fiercely Ford car that I'm aware of in the field is Alan Berteau. Now, Berteau is an interesting story, and we can kind of talk about him a second. There's Alan Berteau in the P1 docks Fiercely Ford machine. He stopped under that caution, so he's got 10-lap fresher tires. Kind of interesting with this tire model is that when the tires are brand new, they are very slick. But once they come in, those new tires could be an advantage, especially if drivers at the front start seeing excess wear. We're going to go back to the front because that's where the action is. Simon, Spets, Mateo, Kunzner, and Webster. Now your top 5. Rafael Leon has moved back to 6th. Then you have Mitch Welker, and there's Mitch Welker. He's got Rubitsky behind him. Then Logan Edwards and Caleb Brashear round out your top 10, the Luke Mansky cars, followed by Alessandro Bico. And Bico's an interesting story because Alessandro Bico is 3rd in the points running in the second split tonight.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, I'm sure he is a little bit frightened by just kind of the way that an oval race looks. I mean, I obviously he does have experience running on ovals, at least some, but it is definitely not his forte. He is not as used to this kind of racing as a lot of the other guys in this field are, and that definitely is going to be costly in this points championship. Is seeing that top split, you are going to have a ton of community guys scoring 1,000,000 points up in the upper echelons, while he may only be able to muster a few hundred. So if that. So it's really going to be, it just shows how important it is to be an all-rounder in these Pro Series, especially in this kind of car.
Most certainly so. Do want to thank everybody for joining in tonight. 34 of 60 complete. Simone, Spets, Mateo, Kunzner, and Webster. Your top 5. Cooper Webster dives to the bottom, and Mateo Kunzner going into turn number 3. And that Team Redline car is really coming forward in the second half of this event as we get on toward showtime. It'll be 26 laps to go this time through. Cooper Webster has moved into the 4th spot. And right now, Webster might be the biggest mover, or well, one of the biggest movers. He dropped back he dropped back as far as 10th. He's moved it back up to 4th, and we understand that Redline impresario Max Verstappen may be in this one on the timing stand for Cooper Webster.
That'd be pretty incredible. I would hope that he is enjoying the show as much as we are, but I'm sure also doing quite a bit of observation to see how his drivers do in this kind of scenario. But it's really just incredible how many just nowhere else but iRacing can you get guys like that working with us mere mortals.
I'll tell you what,
and doing this.
I'll tell you what, the setup on that number 17 car is making Cooper Webster look absolutely fabulous. And Webster, ton of skill. He's going to dive to the bottom of Nicholas Mateo, and Cooper Webster is going to bid to get on the podium here, get into a podium spot, coming to get 23 laps to go. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1 so that you can be notified of all future iRacing broadcasts just like this one. We have a question from Jesper Orman, wants to know who's winning the top split. Well, we don't know. We're
gotta go somewhere else, but why would you?
Why would you? Here comes Cooper Webster to the bottom. Nicholas Mateo. Webster's been setting this up now for a couple of laps. Mateo's going to make him do it on the bottom, but here comes Cooper Webster.
Webster looking as they head down the front straightaway. He will fall back in line, not looking to make the move just yet, but you start to wonder how much tire has he forced Mateo to lose as Mateo clips the outside wall with his right rear tire. That's going to give Webster a ton of momentum. He will look down to the bottom, looking to the rumble strips, won't touch him, won't be able to get to that rear wheel, and we will stay 1, 2, 3, 4. Simone, Spets, Mateo, and Webster.
We most certainly will. Do want to thank everybody for joining in. Cooper Webster continues to work on the back of Nicholas Mateo. We're going to jump right on the roll bar of Cooper Webster. He has been worth the price of admission, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to try to dive to the bottom of Mateo one more time and see if he can't get into that 3rd spot.
I think it's going to have to, that move at this point, if I were Cooper Webster or if I were Max Verstappen in Webster's ear, I would be saying, whoa, buddy, hold on, wait till the end of this one. Make your move when you have to. Don't burn up your tires. Have better tires at the end, because that is going to matter, especially in these kind of cars on this kind of track. So definitely just stay in line, bide your time, make the move when you have to.
That's absolutely right. And you know, Webster's going to have to be careful because Mateo Kunzner is behind him as we look off the back of Nicholas Mateo. Kunzner has been the most aggressive driver by far, trying to make that bottom line into turns 1 and 2 work. He's made up some spots and he's lost some spots, but he keeps sending it in there, and he's got Rafael Leon, right behind him. That's a battle for 5th and 6th. Meanwhile, Mitch Welker had a moment a couple of laps ago. He dropped out of the top 5 and into the 11th spot. So Logan Edwards, Caleb Brashear have moved into the top 10, and Welker is under fire from Blaze Andrich.
Looked like he almost clipped the wall as he came out of turn 2. Again, turn 2 looks like if there is going to be calamity in any corner, it will be coming off of the exit of 2.
You know, it will.
Welker will hold it on the top side, and will Brito be able to make the move? It looks like he may.
It's Blaze Andrich, and yeah, he's coming through. And you wonder if the setup on that Mitch Welker automobile has kind of started to wear out the right rear tire. Usually, when you see a loose condition up on corner exit, that usually means the right rear has started to go. Blaze Andrich, he's going to make the move into 11th spot. Now, Andrich, if you recall, last week had that wheel failure at Indianapolis on the road course. Andrich had been solidly inside that top 21, so he's going to want to work back. He's going to want to work his way up toward the front and see if he can't make some noise here. And Alan Berteau, with those fresh tires, he started to come forward as well. Berteau now 13th. He's left the battle between Johnson, Torres, and Wetz. Alan Berteau in 13th. And Alan Berteau might be, other than Simone Spetz and Cooper Webster, might be the fastest car on this racetrack right now.
Crash Neon is going to elect to pit. He is now a lap down. I thought he may try to just kind of hold his position, hope for a caution, and potentially try and keep his lap, but he will just come down pit road. Not exactly sure why. Maybe he's going to pull a Max Verstappen and just go for the fastest lap, because why not?
I don't know that you can get the, I don't know if you get the tires that warm enough, Luca. We're going to go back to this battle. Speaking of Max Verstappen, we're going to go back to this battle between Cooper Webster and Nicholas Mateo. Webster has elected the bottom. Mateo is on the top. And let's see if Cooper Webster can make that move stick. Not quite. Cooper Webster is going to have another go. He's going to try to get by Mateo now on the bottom one more time. He just, you can get even with the guy on the top, but here's the issue. Cooper Webster makes the move, and then as soon as he draws even, the draft from Alexander Spetz just pulls Nicholas Mateo right back by him. Webster going to drop back and try to rebuild the energy for another run.
He went from wheel to wheel to, what, 0.3 of a second back now. But he will definitely maybe try and pick up the run heading into turn 3 in a few laps' time. That would be kind of the direction I would start leaning towards as that yellow comes out.
Yeah, caution is on the speedway, and it's Jordan Johnson. Jordan Johnson has gone around at the exit of turn number 2, and we'll see what has happened with Jordan Johnson. But caution out at Gateway, and doesn't this make things interesting with a restart looming at what I would anticipate being about 7 laps to go. Johnson is the number 25 machine. He is following his teammate in the number 12. There's Johnson, and he did the exact same thing Will Weiser did earlier. He got up a little bit too high, got in the marbles around it, went hard contact with the outside wall. No meatball, but that's going to effectively end Jordan Johnson's campaign here at Gateway. We are 10 laps to go, or excuse me, 11 laps to go here at Gateway. Tomas Simon is your leader. Alexander Spetz second. Nicholas Mateo is third. Then Cooper Webster and Mateo Kudzner round out your top 5. Rafael Leon, Nico Werbitsky, Alessandro Bico, Logan Edwards, Blaze Andrich round out your top 10. If you enjoy the coverage and respect the stream, make sure you smack the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to P1, and be notified of all future iRacing broadcasts. You've got Mark Murphy and the former voice of the University of Massachusetts at Lowell. It's the River
Hawks, which is
the River Hawks.
An osprey, but it's not an osprey. Nobody knows. It's just a bird with teeth.
It's a bird with teeth. I mean, I live on a river, and there are hawks here, and we see them quite often. There's also
river hawk is technically an osprey, from what I have read, but the river hawk at Lowell is just a mythical random bird. We could have been the Raging Rapids, and that would have been so cool, but we decided to be the River Hawks, which is also pretty cool.
It most certainly is indeed. Looking here, kind of trying to think about strategy. Caleb Brashear, Mitch Welker, Benjamin Fiore, Frisky Frankie Wynn, they all came to pit lane and got some tires. Jordan Johnson also pitted, as did Jason Wallet. Crash Neon is back out on the course 2 laps down. Will Weiser is out of the event in 25th. I'm wondering with the pit stops, Luca, if that wasn't more for a chassis air pressure or wing adjustment than it was new tires. Because new tires in this car, remember, they don't really help you all that much.
No, not at all. And to quote the greatest Disney villain ever from Cars 2, Francesco Bernoulli, Francesco needed no strategy. There is no strategy here. It is You are in the Indy NXT. You do not need to get tires. You don't need to get fuel. I would understand if the car was just god awful coming in just as like a why not Hail Mary attempt to make it work. But personally, I would not be coming in ever, as we will come to the green flag with, I believe, 8 laps to go, if my math is correct.
Yeah, so you got to wonder if, if Brashear and those cars that made that stop feel as though whatever adjustments they made are going to be able to make their cars come to life with just 8 laps remaining. They're going to be at a handicap. Caleb Brashear is the first car with tires. He's going to start 18th. Tomas Simon, he's going to lead Alexander Spetz and Nicholas Mateo back to the green flag. We are underway here at Gateway. 8 laps to decide the second split here in the Thrustmaster Indy NXT Pro Qualifier Series. Away goes Simone. Here's Spetz. And we have everybody back in a single file line all the way back. Well, let's see. There's Blaze Andrich. And let's have a look at Caleb Brashear. He's on those new tires. Brashear did not get the greatest of starts, though. He has fallen back about 0.3 from Ella Spice.
I mean, it is just Tomas Simon. He's just absolutely gapped the 9 machine of Alexander Spetz as we work lap 54, about to come to 55. Once again, I really want to just draw your attention to that battle for 3rd place between Nicholas Mateo and Cooper Webster. They have been duking it out for probably the better part of 20 laps now. We talked about Max Verstappen earlier. I feel like he is going to be a very happy man if Webster is able to pull this off.
Yeah, he absolutely will. John Bloom wants to know what happened to Crash Neon. Neon is still circulating. He is 2 laps in arrears. Will
Weiser,
Weiser,
sure why he is there. But.
Well, he could have had damage. Will Weiser is the only retiree. Tomas Simone is gone. He is 0.6 of a second up on Spetz, Mateo, and Cooper Webster, and that is the battle we are following. It is worth mentioning Logan Edwards has now navigated around Rafael Leon, so moved Logan Edwards into the 7th spot, and he is trying to get around Nico Warbisky for 6th.
That's about to become an interesting battle as the laps wind down. Same up front as Edwards, Warbisky dueling it out, and a great pass by Warbisky on the inside. He was able to cut him off. He didn't chop his nose off, but he definitely made an aggressive merge back to the top side as we come back to the stripe with 3 laps to go here at Gateway.
We do indeed. I thought Logan Edwards had that move done and dusted. I got a little bit squirrely up on the top. He may have scraped the wall just a hair, and that allowed Nico Warbisky to get right back by him. It is worth mentioning that Caleb Brashear has now caught the pack and is on the charge with his new tires. He has now made it to 14th. He restarted in 17th. He has made it to 14th, and he also owns the fastest lap of the event. Brashear is coming, but he is going to run out of time. Meanwhile, the battle between Spetz, Mateo, and Webster continues at the front. These guys are not going to quit. We've only got 2.5 miles left now. I don't know that they're going to be able to catch Tomas Simon, but these 3 are waging a titanic duel for that 2nd spot. Spetz to the bottom. He's going to try to draw alongside teammate Mateo. Nowhere to go for Webster as we get the white flag.
They are not worried about the win at all. They are just worried about getting more points. And now working to the bottom, it's Mateo. And here comes Cooper Webster. He will look to the inside, heading down into turn number 2. What did I say about maybe 15 laps ago? If you can make the move on the inside, but he will not have enough time, or will he? He draws alongside Mateo. Who will get to the stripe first? It'll be Simone, Spetz, Mateo, and Webster in the top 4, finishing it off here at Gateway.
Whew. Cooper Webster gave that everything he could. The winner tonight is going to be Tomas Simone, and there is Tomas. Alexander Spetz is going to come home 2nd. Nicholas Mateo is going to be 3rd. Do want to absolutely shout out this this group here. It is worth pointing out that Alain Berteau, that stopped under that first yellow, Alain Berteau made it back up to 11th spot on tires that were 10 laps fresher than everybody else. Caleb Brashear made up 5 spots. He wound up right back where he started. Brashear pitted from right around 10th, 11th, and 12th. Caleb Brashear will come home 12th. And so all of that work. He does set the fastest lap of the race, though, for Caleb Brashear. Simone, no donuts. He's just going to pull it right back on into the pit lane. And that is going to be your race here from Gateway.
Funnily enough, Brashear with the fastest lap, his race lap was faster than the pole time for this race. He finishes with a 26.773, good for 168.080 miles an hour. But just a fantastic race here at Gateway. Really happy to have been able to call this one with you, Murph. I had a blast.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Tomas Simone is the winner. Alexander Spetz comes home second. Nicholas Mateo is going to be third. Cooper Webster for Redline, Mateo Kunzner are going to round out your top 5. Then Nico Werbitsky, Alessandro Bico, Logan Edwards, Blaze Andrich, and Rafael Leone are going to round out your top 10. Great run for the Luke Mansky Racing Esports team. That is a community team. And so good run for them tonight. In 11th, Alain Berteau, Caleb Brashear bring it home 12th. Chris Wetz, Manuel Torres, and Mitch Welker. 12 through 15, Edwin Onofor, Jordan Johnson, Frisky Frankie Wynn, Ellis Spice, and Benjamin Fiore will round out the top 20. In 21st, Jason Wallet. Emil Bernstoff is 22nd, Ricky Paz 23rd, Crash Neon 24th, and out of the race to the caboose, Will Weiser in 25th. We'll kind of hang around here just for a little bit, just to kind of see if Simone Spetz or Mateo will pop in to the waiting for interview room. I don't know that any of them are in our Discord, so we'll give them just a few moments. It was a fun race, though, Luca, and this is your. So you saw the road course last week in Indianapolis. Obviously, a little bit of controversy there. What was your initial oval experience like?
It was nice to have an uninteresting week. A week where it was, I mean, not uninteresting, but I think you know what I mean. Just like a little bit less chaotic. We did they raced it clean. No real controversy. I'm sure that somewhere back in the pack, somebody will be mad at somebody as we. These guys are always competitive. They always, someone annoys everyone at all times. But no, it was just a really good, solid, fun race I think for everybody involved. I really just enjoyed watching that battle for third between Mateo and Webster. If we can give driver of the day, it's going to be Nicholas Mateo, I guess, going from 22nd on the grid to third. But if we can give two of them, Webster will be right there with him because they had an absolute war for the better part of half of this race, the latter half of this race. So I'm just thrilled to see a good, clean, hard race between some of the best guys on this service and a lot of guys who may not be as used to oval racing, but still putting on a great show for all these great fans here at the Virtual Speedway and watching us on P1 Broadcasting.
Most certainly so. I am going to see, and we're going to kind of break the sim wall. I want to see if we can get. I want to see if we can get the top split.
Yeah, let's try and figure that out because we did have that question earlier.
We did, and I'm not going to be able to get back to it without. There we go. So
I can do it if you want. But.
Well, no, I've got it. Let's see if we can get the top split results. And we heard that our counterparts over at RaceSpot had some technical difficulties. They were unable to do the top split broadcast, and so let's see.
Oh, we should have capitalized. We should have realized that.
No worries. Here's your top.
Done some red zone.
Here's your top split results. Kwame Scott is going to be your winner. Esteban Rodriguez comes home second. Dan Amor will run third. Adam Blocker, Jacob Oster round out the top 5. Then Alexander Van de Zandt, Jason Brophy, Alexis Newsom, Vasilos Bilatosis, and Josh Thompson are 6 through 10. Sota Muto, Pablo Espes, Jaden Munoz, Nathan Moore, and Matt Busa through 11 through 15th. And then Ricky Springer, Jake Cummings, Rashad Craig, Josh Shen, Ty Keela round out the top 20. Kyle Clinworth will bring it home 21st. Anna Clement 22nd. Matt Taylor, James Watson, Peter Berryman, and Charles Wembley will round out the field. So that is your top split result for everybody who was wondering. As for us here at P1, we do want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified of all future broadcasts. Do want to point out that we want to thank all of the drivers, the competitors. They're the ones that make this special, but we also want to thank the people that really make it possible, Luca. The military, the police, the firemen, the EMTs that drive the ambulance, and the nurse that unloads you when you get there. From the bottom of our hearts, we do thank you. We will see you.
Especially after Veterans Day just a couple days ago. And also, may I just make one very slight personal thing? At the 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, we remember the 29 lives lost to the deep, and all the lives that we've lost to the deep across all oceans and lakes around the world.
We most certainly do. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next week.